Woo baby, woo baby. How's everybody doing out there today? This is Gorgeous George. Hope y'all guys are doing well out there. Listen, I'm tired of living in my van, so I'm going to be re-releasing my book, but it's going to be the true edition, the honest edition, the woo edition, if you will. On a warm and cool southern night, I was born in Richmond, Virginia. When I came out of my mother, I was 7 pounds, 8 ounces of pure lard. I remember coming to whenever I was being dangled upside down by somebody in a white coat, so I'm assuming that was a doctor. I slapped him right across the face. And in my mind, I was singing Bad to the Bone. The doctor very quickly threw me against the wall, and my mother looked up and screamed in horror, realizing she had birthed an abomination. At that moment, I knew I was meant for failure. Oh, God, yeah. After they finally brought me home, about 4 months later, I was baptized. I was aiming to be baptized, I should say. But let me get to that point. My father, in his Arabic tongue and janitorial position, managed to take a day off for me to be baptized. We got the entire family together. We was ready for that magical moment. The priest looked directly in my father's eyes and said, "You disgusting janitor. We do not baptize animals. What is wrong with you? This is a people church, not a pig church. There's a difference." That might have been a sign I had things going wrong. Maybe. I don't know. With Hurricane Agnes coming through, I was only just a boy. We had just moved into Richmond. That was the day the tropical depression of Agnes hit our home. I was sitting there and I was rowing the canoe. Just rowing the canoe and asking my dad, "Am I doing a good job? Am I doing a good job, Daddy?" My father, I'm ashamed to say this, called me a retard and then slapped me, which threw me out of the canoe. While I was in that 3 inches of water, I thought I was going to die. It's where this white streak started and seems to be growing daily. My mother and father had a horrible relationship. He constantly beat her and drank heavily. And one day I went into her room and she was sitting there with a suitcase. Oh, God, yeah. She was sitting there with her suitcase. And she just screamed at me, "Get away from me, you ugly little bastard. I'm leaving your father and you. You're both failures." She said something about I had the hint of bag fries or something. I don't know. Either way, as she turned around to leave, she hit me square in the mouth with the end of her suitcase full of all of her luggage. She looked down at me while I was bleeding and said, "I wish I never had you. You're disgusting. You're a pervert. I hope you and your father go to hell." And she would never be coming back for me. That hurt. I won't lie, that hurt a little bit. I started developing a issue with eating lard sandwiches, which, helped me build my physique. When I was in kindergarten, I was 8. The kids were normally 5. I've been held back a few years. Something about writing. I don't know. I never write anymore. The teacher was standing at the front of the classroom with a white dress with polka dots on it, stockings. So I came up with the conclusion in my young mind, if I can blame this on another student, I shouldn't get in as much trouble. And went up there and I crawled underneath her dress and tried to sniff her private parts like a sick, degenerate pervert at age 8 in kindergarten. The teacher instinctively kneed me square in the mouth. I dropped to the ground. She then took a step back, like a field goal kicker. It punted me square in the ribs. I rolled away because I was about 230 pounds at that point. She screamed in horror and demanded that I go to the principal's office. They went there. They had to call my father about my expulsion for 1 week. Not suspension, expulsion for 1 week. Even low, if you're allowed to come back, is that really an expulsion? I don't know. I don't know anymore. Me living in my van's causing me to lose my mind, guys. Please buy my book. Please. Please buy my book.
Tastes like failure and bag fries.
Why does everybody keep saying I smell like bag fries and failure?